Democratic and Republican events continue in Corpus Christi this weekend. The port of Brownsville is now home to the third deepest port in Texas, and concerns over AI data centers in Victoria grow, but there's been no official announcement. This is South Texas Midday. I'm Rob Boskamp. Happy Friday. It's June 26th. The Texas Democratic Party kicked off its state convention yesterday at the Hilliard Center. More than 5,000 Democrats from across Texas are gathered for the largest Democratic convention in the country. The Corpus Christi event is bringing together Democratic candidates and party supporters from across the state ahead of this year's consequential midterm elections. One first-time volunteer, going by Britt, says there's a lot to be excited about.
Just seeing all the diversity of people that are here, and really, in the age range too, from young to old. It's really, really cool.
He says he's most looking forward to hearing about strategies to get the vote out this November. Many topics are expected to be discussed today, including the state's new school voucher program. For attendee Cynthia Krisner from Brazos County, there's nothing more important.
We really have a problem with the support of public schools, and the voucher program is just a steal to help the wealthiest among us. And it has come at the expense of public schools, which the majority of us are products of.
This evening, attendees will hear from Texas Democratic candidates for the midterm election's top statewide races, including gubernatorial hopeful Gina Hinojosa and U.S. Senate nominee James Tallarico. First-time attendee and Austin resident Linda Clark talked about why she and her husband Pat decided to check out the convention.
It's exciting because I think our candidates are really good. I think that, you compare Ken Paxton to Jim Tallarico, and there's no comparison.
The couple cited the border, affordability, and corruption as their three biggest issues heading into the convention. The event serves as an opportunity for members across Texas to make their voices heard and drum up excitement for November. Texas A&M student Mitchell Sapali is feeling confident.
I think we have a real chance of winning some statewide offices this go around in November. So I think making sure that we're focusing on the right issues.
He echoed Tallarico's message of the top versus bottom as being the right issue. And for Austin resident Oliver Dixon, there's one change he'd like to see.
Laying out that, a detailed, economic, platform of what the Texas Democrats can do to help people, and making it clear that that is our priority is also very important for the future of the Democrats.
Dixon added that he believes the statewide candidates have been doing a good job at highlighting it, and that some federal representatives could be doing more. On the other side of the political spectrum, the Nueces County Republican Party will also be busy this weekend with a South Texas Weekend of Action and Unity rally. The events will support Republican candidates and train voters on protecting their elections and having an influence in their community. Meanwhile, in the Rio Grande Valley, the port of Brownsville is now home to the third deepest port in Texas. That follows the completion of the Brazos Island Harbor Channel Improvement Project. Federal, local, and private partners gathered this week at the port to celebrate the project, which deepened the Brownsville ship channel by an additional 10 feet. The entrance and jetty channels increased to 54 feet, while the main channel increased to 52 feet. 25 News Now reports that concerns over the potential development of artificial intelligence data centers are growing in Victoria. Although no AI data center has been officially proposed or announced for the city, some community members say other proposed energy and infrastructure projects in the region have raised concerns about the possibility of one being developed in the future. District 30 State Representative A.J. Louderback told 25 News Now there's mixed reaction across his jurisdiction, and he'll support both sides where applicable. Large AI data centers often require large amounts of water to cool computer equipment, and increased demand could affect local water supplies. The U.S. Department of Agriculture has now confirmed 24 cases of the new World Screwworm in Texas. The flesh-eating parasite threatens the state's cattle industry, but as Texas Public Radio's David Martin Davies reports, there's also concern for the state's deer population.
Texas now has more than 5 million wild deer, but before the screwworm was eradicated in the 60s, it's estimated the parasite killed 80% of newborn fawns. Dr. Galen Wilmeth Burleson is a South Texas veterinarian.
Unfortunately, with wildlife, there is no proven treatment
She says older generations remember when the scourge kept South Texas deer populations low.
My dad can tell me stories about when he was a kid, we didn't have a lot of deer down here because of screwworm infestations.
A major decline in the deer population would hurt the South Texas economy. The region is internationally known for its large white-tailed bucks, and hunting supports landowners, outfitters, and rural businesses. I'm David Martin Davies in San Antonio.
A growing number of Texans are developing an unusual allergy linked to tick bites. The condition known as alpha-gal syndrome can trigger reactions to red meat and other mammal-based products. Texas Public Radio's Tim Gutierrez reports that many patients struggle to get answers.
Alpha-gal syndrome is caused by a bite from the Lone Star tick. It can leave people unable to eat red meat and other mammal-based products, and some patients also develop reactions to dairy or gelatin. Doctors say cases are increasing in Texas, but many physicians still aren't familiar with the condition. Kelly Reed of Hondo found out the hard way. She developed a severe facial rash and ended up in the emergency room twice before finally getting answers.
They never heard of this alpha-gal or the tick, so that was the problem. I had to go to my own allergist, and they ran a lot of labs on me, and then they found out that's what it was just recently.
Dr. Barry Davis of UT Health Houston says Texans need to take tick exposure seriously.
You just have to be aware of this, especially when you go outside, especially if you're going in areas where ticks might be more common, like in the woods or brush or tall grass, and you have to protect yourself.
Dr. Davis says people who develop unusual symptoms after a tick bite shouldn't ignore them. He says persistent or unexplained reactions could be a sign of alpha-gal syndrome and should be evaluated by a medical professional. I'm Tim Gutierrez in San Antonio.
The Supreme Court ruled 6-3 on Thursday that the Trump administration can revoke temporary protected status for immigrants from Haiti and Syria. Houston Public Media's Andrew Schneider reports the ruling puts nearly 150,000 immigrants in Texas under TPS at imminent risk of arrest and deportation.
Writing for the majority, Justice Samuel Alito said TPS functions at the discretion of the president and is not subject to court review. He wrote President Trump's statements with respect of Haitian immigrants were policy-based and not racially discriminatory, as the plaintiffs argued. Seth Chandler teaches at the University of Houston Law Center.
It basically streamlines the ability of the Trump administration to revoke TPS status, not just for the Haitians and Syrians, but with respect to Hondurans, Nepalis, Afghans, and perhaps critically for Houston, potentially Venezuelans as well.
Justice Elena Kagan wrote in dissent that Trump's statements on Haitian immigrants were, quote, so repellent that the majority declines to put them in print. I'm Andrew Schneider in Houston.
Houston is home to one of the nation's largest Venezuelan communities, and after two powerful earthquakes killed over 200 people in Venezuela, many are turning their worry into action through donation drives to help families back home. The Texas Newsroom's Lucia Vasquez reports.
In a hot cargo garage in Katy, a Houston suburb, volunteers at a pop-up donation drive packed boxes with canned tuna, diapers, and medicine. Many were Venezuelans living in the U.S. trying to help from thousands of miles away. Ariana Rigardia first came early Thursday to donate hygiene items like pads, tampons, and body soap. Then she stayed to help pack boxes.
One thing I admire about being Venezuelan is our resilience, being there for each other, and then just supporting each other during the tough times.
Rigardia was with her mother when she learned of two devastating earthquakes that struck Venezuela Wednesday night. She called her grandmother in Caracas. Rigardia was relieved to hear her voice. She was safe. But relief quickly gave way to a different feeling, the need to help.
Being far away from your family and being outside and being part of the outside is very important for us to come together and support our people.
Venezuelan officials on Thursday night said there may be hundreds of people still trapped under debris. The Trump administration has already pledged $150 million for relief efforts. And throughout the country, donation drives have opened, including here in Katy, which has one of the largest Venezuelan communities in the country. People around here call it Katyzuela, a place dotted with dozens of Venezuelan-owned businesses like bakeries and restaurants. At another nearby donation site at Mi Querencia Latin Market, Amelia Millan was also moved to donate after seeing the destruction in her home country. She says her family in Venezuela is safe, but many of their homes were badly damaged.
I wish I could get on a plane and be there right now. Believe me, my heart and my mind are there right now. It's very hard to concentrate on work or anything else.
Back inside the hot cargo garage, volunteers sorted donations for hours. Between packing boxes, many paused to write messages of support on a wall near the garage's entrance, beside a Venezuelan flag. One message read, "Estamos contigo, Venezuela." We are with you, Venezuela. I'm Lucio Vasquez in Houston.
And in sports, the Corpus Christi Hooks held a 7-inning lead on Thursday, but the Tulsa Drillers caught up with a pair of home runs and a 9th-inning wild pitch. Despite losing 3-2 last night on the road, the Hooks are off to a good start in the second half of Texas League play. They outscored the Drillers 20-2 in their first 2 games of the series earlier in the week. The Hooks and Drillers continue that series in Tulsa tonight, tomorrow, and Sunday. And we wrap up South Texas Midday with a bit of interesting news about Gracie the Giraffe. Texas Public Radio's Jerry Clayton has more.
The giraffe was spotted early Friday morning near the Cedar Hollow Ranch west of Lakey, where she'd managed to break free. Ranch manager Vic Jones confirmed the animal was spotted by helicopter on a neighboring property. By mid-morning on Friday, authorities were preparing to tranquilize Gracie so she could be moved safely back to the ranch where several other exotic species are kept, including a companion giraffe named Atlas. The story of Gracie's disappearance took on a life of its own as several Gracie sightings were concocted on social media. Gracie is estimated to be around 3 years old and stands almost 11 feet tall. She went missing on June 12th. I'm Jerry Clayton in San Antonio.
And that is the latest news and information on South Texas Midday. I'm Rob Boskamp. Your community arts calendar and more is on the way.